we're back throwing chairs at Deadfall Adventures, a very silly game starring the progeny of Alan Quatermain, but not the Sean Connery one. Let's see how many of you get that reference. This is from The Farm 51. It's using the ever modern Unreal Engine 3, and you can pick this up for $39.99, pounds, or 2 pieces of gold doubloons. Whatever. So what this is a Twitch shooter, sort of action adventure. It's Painkiller with jungles and puzzles, but not really puzzles and pseudo jungles and deserts and whatnot. So now that rambly piece of garbage is out of the way, let's go into our chair explanation, our crazy ass review system done with lawn chairs. 1 chair means that it's shit. 2 chairs means that it's kind of meh. 3 chairs means that it's pretty good, satisfactory, and 4 chairs means that it's super chocolate, awesomely fudge goodness. Blah. We also have our categories of doom, which is mixed with the working, which is, well, does it work? Shiny and sounds, which is graphics and, audio. Controls is self-explanatory, and fun is our final subjective category. Now, because this is in fact a beta release of Deadfall Adventures, all the categories more or less have a bit of mix with the working mixed in there. And really, this is not about whether this is a good game. This is whether you should give $40 to these clowns so that they can continue porting the game. So, Ven, does Deadfall Adventures make with the working?
I shake my dribble tube of naughtiness at this game. Mainly because this thing goes down faster than John Barrowman at a Scott Bakula lookalike contest. If you don't know what I'm talking about.
How many of you get that reference?
Zing! All I can say for 32-bit users, because we did test this on our base system, get ready to take that shot. Ubuntu 1204 LTS, powered by NVIDIA 770 powered hardware, running the latest beta drivers. All I can say is run, fuckers, run. This thing nopes out for nope reason in Nopesville, because it took the nope train to fuck you. That's why. Now, on my 64-bit AMD, my little Steamboxy thingy, it ran using the 770. I've not managed the gusto to actually try to use the APU as what it's supposed to be used as. Still spike crashy. So, 2 chairs, meh, on my 2 systems. But with 2 more systems comes the J-Man.
Yeah, I didn't bother trying to get it working on the FGLRX-based APU system. But on my 64-bit Fedora 20 NVIDIA 670 system, well, it took... I had to restart the game 3 times to actually, get into the game. And of course, there's always that wonderful loading time, typical of the Unreal 3 engine, as it compiles all those shaders all day.
Only for this series, because you got to remember the Dungeon Defenders. Not the same problem.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, Dungeon Defenders is, well, Dungeon Defenders. But yeah, man, this... And, I'll get into this a bit more in Shiny and Sounds, but on my 770, or not on my 770, on my 670 with 4 gigs of VRAM, this thing is choppy as balls. So I'm going to give this 2 chairs, because you can actually get into the game and play it, but that's a bit of a stretch. Pedro, did it make with the working on your calculator?
Well, on the calculator running Corora 19 32-bit, I tried with both FGLRX and with the open source drivers. With FGLRX, like I mentioned earlier, it crashes as soon as the menu even starts to render that stupid background. It just crashes. With the open source drivers, though, I managed to get in game after trying like 7 or 8 different times. The first time I managed to see the intro cutscene, I saw half of it, and then there's a loading screen, and as soon as the loading screen went away, it crashed. The farthest I got was probably to the entrance to the pyramid. I wasn't really at the entrance, I was a bit further back, but yeah, on my end, one chair. That's what it deserves.
All right, so looks like that's a 1 chair for Mix with the working. This is not a very good start for this little beta game. So, shiny and sounds. Then, were you wowed? Were your ear pussies pleasured and your eye pussies equally pleasured?
No, not at all. What we're looking at is the Unreal 3 engine, and to be honest with each other, old engine is old. I mean, it has had numerous updates over the years, but it's antiquated, and it's really starting to show its age.
But you know, speaking of old engines, I mean, there is that whole Source engine thing.
Yeah,
the Source engine still works better, though.
It goes to show, you don't blame the tools. You blame the developers, which is we're getting into. Shiny and sounds. Sounds, they work. Yeah, all right, fine. Voice acting, shit. Animation rigging. The floppy, like, oh, hello. I'm doing this because, I'm talking about whatever, random hand flipping over. And the Nazis. They're not Nazis. Nazis. I mean, Mein Kampf.
Gesundheit.
Seriously, I mean, if you got people in brown shirts with red armbands and they have a dot, I think it's different in J-Man's case. And I'm like, oh, right, not Nazi. Gotcha. Especially set, during World War II. Yeah, not really buying that, so, fuck this game, 2 chairs.
Yeah, the voice acting is just god awful. Whoever they have playing Quatermain, I don't know. Oh fuck! You know who he is? You know who he is? He's the fucking one of the squad members from SWAT 4. I think that's who he is. Jesus fucking Christ! It just dawned on me. I could very well be wrong. So
it's better than Chatsu.
It's a Chaozu.
Yeah.
It's a Pokemon Vegeta. Okay, yeah. The visuals look all right for the Unreal 3 engine. Yeah, it shows its age, but it's no worse than Painkiller, Hell and Damnation.
It doesn't look better than Serious Sam.
No, Serious Sam looks a lot better than this in its shades of brown. This game goes for a similar thing. I would honestly, I'd throw my card into Serious Sam 3's boat. They also think they're funny with the pointing out plot inconsistencies made me go, hey, that's my job. But yeah, the voice acting is atrocious. The graphics are meh. 2 chairs.
P-Man.
Yeah, you guys already raised all the points I kind of wanted to make. I just want to reiterate that this game is basically Painkiller with a different texture. Coat of paint. It's got different textures. Instead of the hellish theme, you get Egypt, because that's original. 2 chairs.
It's still a hellish theme, though.
Yeah.
Oh, political humor. Ha ha ha. So that's 2 chairs for Shiny and Sounds. Coming up is Controls. Ven, how do you like that middle mouse button?
Well, I'd give that. Oh, wait, what's it? Dolby? All right, surround sound. All right, we're doing that. It's fine with the controls. All right, actually, mouth. Brilliant. How would that work? Mouth smoothing. Not so much here tonight.
Mouth control.
Mouth smoothing worked on my end because I had to enable it because it was all herky-jerky with wireless gerbil. I cut that on. All right, it's moving around. It's playable. Then it was like, oh, you need to press middle mouse button to access it. And I hit that, and that Skyrim cross thing opened up that you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, fuck me in spades. Yeah, console game. Hmm?
Yep.
And I was like, all right. And I immediately knew. And I was like, these keyboard controls are going to be all over the fuck mothering place, aren't they? Check the controls. I was like, yes, they are. Brilliant.
Oh, what? You need to hold the down the N button?
Yeah, you want to check your notes. Yeah, don't hit N. Hold down middle and try to futz with it to get it over there to do. No. Bollocks to that. Outside of that, with mouse smoothing enabled, it did function for what it's supposed to do. I mean, it's really hard to cock up the Unreal Engine 3 movements. So, fine, 2 chairs.
Yeah, mouse sensitivity for me was like way too fucking low. I had to like move my mouse off the desk and back, off the desk and back, off the desk and back.
Did you want to get high?
So I just turned up the hardware sensitivity on my mouse, and that more or less fixed the issue. But yeah, seriously, fuck that middle mouse button. What the hell? Who thought that was a good idea? Who on the development team said, yeah, let's make you hold down middle mouse button?
Probably somebody who was making the Xbox 360 port.
Yeah, they can go fucking die. 2 chairs.
As is tradition.
Yeah, Jordan, the reason your mouse sensitivity was way too fucking low was because you had mouse smoothing on. And
I honestly didn't care enough at this point.
Yeah.
To the settings.
Yeah, that's the
FYI.
first thing I do because I'm
Like
used
when they
to
pull out the
mouse
second
smoothing.
dildo, you're just like, all right, fine.
Yeah, mouse
right,
smoothing just
get the
cocks
better.
everything up. At least on my end, that's been my experience. And this game, as soon as I managed to get in game and try to turn, I'm like, dude, move. Oh, mouse smoothing. All right. Disable that. Oh, well, that's a lot better. Sort of. I can't aim properly because even if I so much as breathe on the mouse, the guy will do a 180. So,
Giggity.
yeah, for controls, for me, 1 chair.
All right, well, that's 1 chair on controls. Now for the fun part.
Yay!
Get it?
Right.
Well, Ben, did you have fun?
Something that we're not having over here in L.G.C land, completely unplayable on 32-bit, and spite crashy on my 64-bit system. Now, here's the thing. I could excuse most of, this is a beta, like we said, and we're really dealing with whether or not you should spend the $39.99 wet, stinky caches to do this. But as soon as you get in that price range, son, you're in Metro Last Light territory. And you know what?
Yep.
That's a custom fucking engine, and it fucking works under Linux swimmingly. Is very good, comrade. We spoke about it many times. So, at the end of the day, take a shot. It's really hard to have fun knowing that we spent 90 wet stinky of your caches from donations for currently in its current state. Now, maybe the game might get fun. They might add a, I don't know, a fun pack to it or something, or a fun mod. Or
Fun button.
Yeah, a muffin
No,
button.
they'll add some points. So that's a
Muffin
fun box.
button. That would be brilliant. If they added that, but in its current state right now, I would save that because it's incredibly hard thinking that I paid 40 quid for this and trying to have a good time with it, noping out, especially in the middle of a cutscene, which there's no autosave. So you got to start all the way back here and do this, steer the game with your cock. Guys, the only way to do it, and hope it doesn't nope out again, which it normally will do 9 times out of 13. I'm giving this 1 chair.
This game is boring. That's like gameplay issues aside, voice acting aside, all this shit. That's boring. The puzzles are like overly simplistic. The gameplay is like Pedro said. It's Serious Sam. If I want to play Serious Sam, oh, what's that? I could just play that. But for $40, this is not worth the money. They may improve it, they may not. But I think really the core concept of this game is that it's trying to be like Uncharted. They have the main character descended from a famous adventurer. They have this quote unquote sexy female sidekick and the bumbling old guy, just like Uncharted. And this just abjectly fails to be entertaining in the least. I wouldn't even pay like $10 for this game, to be perfectly honest.
Would
Maybe
you
if it were
trade
on
a
sale.
redheaded stepchild for it?
I would possibly trade a redheaded stepchild. Except, you know what? You can make a redheaded stepchild work. But
Yeah.
one share.
And just to bring up something that Chat Realm said, actually it was Terry. Don't the devs just send, game keys to you? Yeah, they usually do. And I sent them an email asking for keys so we could review the game. You want to know what I heard back from them? Diddly fucking squat. So yeah, we had to pay. Well, we basically used your donation money for it, so yeah. But
So,
yeah,
so realistically, you had to pay for this.
yeah. But yeah, it's Van and Jordan already said everything there was to be said.
Look at it
about
this way:
game.
we can gift it.
All I'll add is that how do you make a game about some Indiana Jones wannabe and have it come out worse than the refrigerator scene?
Oh,
And that's a whole new level of bad. And at first I didn't really understand why the game scored like 55 on Metacritic. Now I do.
Pedro,
I really do.
you're projecting harder than a PowerPoint presentation.
You cocked that one up. One share.
So that's one share for fun. One thing I forgot to mention though, Ven did bring up the Nazis with the dotzis. I actually had dotzis. Instead of a swastika, there was just like an X on their arm.
Dotzis sound fucking huggable.
Dotzis. And these are
That's our new
Nazis,
plush.
N-O-T-S-I.
Come on, chat room. Would you not buy Dotsy plush, Vin, and
with Stasi fucking attachments. All right, so that's one share for fun. Fucking one share game total. This game is garbage. Our final recommendations: should you buy this game? Don't fucking do it. Run away. Opposite direction.
Hell no.
Throw your computer out the window and light yourself on fire instead of playing this game.
I did not see that coming.